with that beat.
Welcome to the premiere episode of the Pittsburgh Jazz Series. I'm your host, Christina Bell. With this program, we will attempt to acquaint you with the multitude of independent jazz artists, both old and new, in and around the Pittsburgh area. Our first talent is a familiar face in this region, Dwayne Dolphin. A homegrown native to this area, Dwayne started his career in music over 25 years ago. Since then, he has played and toured with multiple jazz giants such as Hank Crawford, Stanley Turrentine, and Fred Wesley. We caught up with Dwayne and his Picolo Bass Band at CJ's in the Strip. When we come back, we'll feature some of that session along with some words from the man himself. So stay tuned. Joining us. We're coming from Little East downtown. Here we have Dwayne Dolphin. How you doing today?
Nice, honey. How you?
Good, good. Dwayne, you performed with some of the biggest jazz artists there are. Which ones gave you the best insight as to what direction you wanted to go?
Great question. Jerry Allen. She's a pianist. I learned a lot from her because she was close to my age for one, and I was able to ask her really in-depth questions about music and life. So it was really cool being around her. She was so good, and again, she had patience, like we were just talking about just a second ago. So it was cool being around her. I really picked up a lot from her.
She's your favorite?
It's hard to pick favorites when you're talking about people on this level. There's so many great musicians I've been involved with and just had the pleasure of spending my life around. I couldn't pick one because it would be kind of crazy for me to even think that way because they're all great in their own right. I hope you guys are in a good mood tonight, ready to play, ready to have some fun. Because we feel like playing tonight, so here you go.
cool that you've been actually performing abroad, like places like Trinidad. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. I just got back from, let's see, I was in Israel a few months back, and I'm going to Paris in a couple weeks with Fred Wesley and New JBs. So we do the James Brown,
Okay.
the James Brown stuff, and people tend to love James Brown no matter who you are in the world.
Right.
He's still James
So
Brown
it's
in Israel.
universal. It's universal. Dwayne,
Absolutely.
tell me, since now you're the front man, was the transition from a bass instrumental bass instrument, to a piccolo bass different?
Absolutely. I've been working all my life playing the bass, so I kind of know how to play that instrument. But the piccolo bass, I was so stupid. I made an instrument that I couldn't play. So I had to figure out literally how to play. But to back up a bit, it started with a sound in my head. I was trying to figure out the sound I had going in my head for years. And a friend said to me, "You ever think about making the instrument that you hear in your head?" I said, "I would love to if I could figure out what that instrument in my head I hear. I would do that."
Right.
And I wind up getting a luthier and making the instrument, and lo and behold, it was exactly what I heard in my head. So I lucked out. And then I never really wanted to quote, be out front, so to speak. But when I heard this instrument in my head, it forced me out front. It was a natural thing. I wasn't trying to go for the thunder.
You wasn't trying to go.
Yes, indeed. Miss Donna Davis on the piano.
We currently understand that you're in the studio and then also performing. So do you have like a name or a concept for your next recording project?
Yeah, this next concept, or the next CD, the concept is we're going to try to send some kids to college. So hopefully I can make some type of CD that's more, just have much more mass appeal as opposed to what I've been doing, which has been fine. It has a certain audience that it's generated, but for me right now, I definitely want to create the biggest audience as I can right now. Not only for the college front, but just for the future. I mean, you really have to grow an audience these days with the lack of record companies that are available to you now, and the way the music industry has just taken a drastic turn because of the internet possibilities. So right now, I look at these times now as a great opportunity for independent artists to really go to the top. Because you have that opportunity now that there's nothing stopping you. Before, you had to have this big machine behind you. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily so anymore. I mean, there are people who've won Grammys with just on artist share.
So if I was an independent artist, what would be your advice to me?
There's always the post office.
Well, thank you, Dwayne, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And we definitely appreciate the time that you spent with us.
Thank you very much.
You can get more information on Dwayne Dolphin at www.dwaynedolphinmusic.com. So please check out the site for purchases of current and past recordings, performance dates, and general information on what he and the band are up to. Well, Dwayne, we'd like to thank you for making time for us, and we would definitely like to have you back.
Anytime. I'll do anything for you guys. Just give me a buzz.
Well, I'm Christina Bell, and this is the Pittsburgh Jazz Series.
from back from life. Javon Rushton on the drums. On the bass, growing every minute. On my favorite instrument, I'm loving it. The Reverend Brian Sanders on the bass. Tonight, really a pleasure to have dual pianos. Back from Miami, Florida, studying to get his master's. He's on, I think all of my CDs, or definitely the last two. Super, super proud of him. And he's got one other cool thing going for him, aside from being Italian. We're born on the same day. I'm not telling anybody. No, we're both born May 7th. Our birthdays just passed. On the piano, Mr. Angelo Versace. Our other piano player is no secret to the Pittsburgh area. She was actually on the scene before I got there. I'm kind of telling her age. Just a little bit before I got there. But she is absolutely awesome. Tonight I'm just loving what's going on up here. We didn't rehearse this interaction because you can't. The great Donna Davis on the piano. None finer, nowhere on this planet or the next. My brother, Luce DeLu on the saxophone.